Hi everyone, my name is Yusuf and this video is a continuation of the video I shared on New Zealand scholarship. So if you haven't watched that video, you might have to go and watch that video before you watch this one. This is just a video to explain how to write the essays involved in the scholarship. So without wasting much time, this page you're seeing on my screen, it's University of Otago. What I did was just explore the list of universities that I shared with you earlier in the last video. So I just explored University of Otago to see. I was just checking through the school that have a PhD in education or masters in education because I'm using education as an example. And fortunately, this university, they are very deep when it comes to education. So there's a lot of education courses at this university that you can study. So I'll share this link under this video. If you want to use University of Otago as your first choice, so you can use it. Other universities are there as well. So I'm just saying this is the first thing I did. I did my research and I'm sure that they have education as a course of study. So what I did next was just, okay, now I have identified the university, then I'm writing my essays based on the course that I've chosen. This is the essay that I wrote myself. So, disclaimer, I wrote this essay myself and this is not the best. I'm not saying this is the best essay you can see out there. You can come up with something even more compelling than this, but this is to help you, write your own and to shape your thinking, like to know what is expected of you. Yeah, so please don't copy this because this is a public, space and a lot of people are watching this video. So I've seen more than 1,000 people watching my video. So, please don't copy this so that you won't be disqualified automatically. So yeah, the first essay you are expected to write is developmental relevance essay. I might not be able to read the entire essay, but I'll just be pointing out some very important information here. So if you could recall, the main purpose of this scholarship, just like I shared in the last video, was that they need people that can impact their country. That's the whole thing. You must demonstrate in your essay that you can impact your country. So if you can demonstrate the fact that you can impact your country, well, your chances of getting the scholarship is very limited. So please, when you're writing your essay, be your country developmental centric kind of. So yeah, if you look at this first question, what skills and knowledge do you hope to gain from your proposed study program? And it's just 1,200 characters. So if you want to check your character, you can check it through Microsoft Word. I'm on Microsoft Word. You can just highlight whatever you've written and you come under this review and you click on word count. There's a word count here. Just click on word count. It shows you character with space is 1,179. I'm still within the 1,200 characters. So the first paragraph that I wrote here, if you see, I said my proposed course of study is PhD in education because it fits perfectly with my interest to research the narrative experience of children affected by terrorism in Nigeria. So if you even look at my comment, I said started by mentioning my proposed course of study and why I choose the course. This is for context and to help the reader know it is important for me to gain the skills and knowledge. So according to this stat, there were 2.7 million internally displaced persons in Nigeria due to violence and conflict, many from my community. I connected this to my community regions, or if you're plagued by Boko Haram insurgency. A PhD in education will allow me to acquire skills to evaluate and address the educational challenges faced by these vulnerable populations. So the second paragraph is all about, you can say, back my reasoning for choosing the course with statistics to show how important it is for me for them to fund this course of study. So I aim to gain advanced research skill, a deep understanding of educational psychology, and expertise in qualitative and quantitative analysis method, with an emphasis on children who have suffered due to insurgency. So you can read all of these things yourself, but I'm just pointing out the fact that I am very developmental oriented. I am telling them that there is a crisis in Nigeria. 2.7 million people are displaced in Nigeria. Even currently, there are still unknown gunmen kidnapping happening at the moment. So this is something I want to explore. I want to look at the education experience of these children experiencing this terror of these unknown gunmen or whatever. So it's a very needy research because they matters. They matters as well. Terrorism or whatever shouldn't stop any child from going to school or from accessing quality education. So how can we educate them despite the fact that they are going through this horrible experience? How can we ensure that they don't stop learning, That's the whole essence of my essay. That's what I'm proposing. So I'm saying this is very needed in my country. It's going to help a lot of people in terms of education. So the next essay, what are why are these knowledge and skills important to your country's development? Where possible, you should refer to data and research that support your argument. And what I said, the first statement I said, the knowledge and skills from this PhD will be critical in formulating educational interventions that cater to the unique needs of children in conflict-impacted areas of Nigeria. UNICEF reports that in northeast Nigeria, over 1,400 schools have been destroyed and 2,295 teachers killed by Boko Haram since 2009, with 1.8 million children out of school as a consequence. So you can say, I have said this, there's a crisis already. Then developing evidence-based educational strategies can help mitigate the long-term impact of such devastations. So this is just me trying to tell stories on why these skills and knowledge is very important for my country's development. Because me researching this particular thing, I'll be able to gather some knowledge and some skills that can help tell the stories of these people and probably change their narratives. So yeah, you can read this yourself. So this is just me sharing what I did. I don't want to waste much time. Yeah. So the next essay, how will you use your knowledge, your new knowledge and skills to contribute to the development of your home country? You can see, upon completion of my PhD, I was very direct. I was not parabolating. Upon completion of my PhD, I will collaborate with the educational authorities and Yusuf Educational Advocacy. I only use this. You can mention NGO, and I was very intentional here. If you even check my comment here, you would see I said you would observe this is very realistic and not me saying I want to become the Minister of Education upon returning home. While it is very normal to aspire to be Minister for Education, think of immediate impact of the knowledge and skills you have acquired in your country, your community. And the reason why I use this is that before you win the scholarship, what you're doing at the moment in Nigeria, if let's say for instance you are a teacher or you are volunteer for an education organization or an initiative, anything, think of coming back home and collaborate with these people to change the narrative of you don't have to change the entire Nigeria before you make impact. I think that's the kind of mentality you should approach these things with. Even if it is just your community, if you change the story of your community, the power of one child is so massive that you can't commonize it. So you don't have to think like I want to change the entire Nigeria with this essay. No. That was why I said I want to collaborate with education authorities because they are main stakeholders. You can't do things without them. You need to get something registered. You need to get some approvals. And this is Yusuf Education Advocacy, for example. They're already doing something. And I even said it there. I am volunteering for YED. Like I'm currently volunteering for them. And they champion education equity, especially for children in underserved communities. You can see this. I very connected to them and connected to what I want to do. So leveraging the skills gained, I plan to train educators in regions affected by terrorism, like those displaced by Boko Haram, where the Nigerian government has identified over 2.7 million IDPs to provide psychosocial support and adaptive learning methodologies. So I aim to do this and that. So this is like continuation of what I want to do upon returning home. So please think of immediate impact of your, don't say when you come back you want to buy like 5,000 tractors for a farmer. It's not realistic. How do you want to do that? Think of immediate impact, not just a very big thing. I don't want to waste my time. So, relationship management questions. Describe a situation that demonstrates your ability to develop new relationships that have been important for your work or study. Describe the situation, just 500 characters. It's very small. So, my comment here, observe this example is connected to education. It's a game. I said it's a game of consistency and storytelling. It shows passion and massive need of your chosen course of study. I said, while teaching at an underserved school in northern Nigeria, I was tasked with managing a partnership with a local NGO to integrate children affected by terrorism in our educational system. The objective was to develop a supportive network that facilitated their inclusion and addressed their unique learning needs. That was the situation. Just describe the situation, 500 character limit. What action did you take to develop the relationship? To establish a robust relationship with the NGO, I initiated regular coordination meetings to align our educational goals with the psychosocial support service they offered. I personally visited their facilities to understand their operations and collaborated with them to design tailored educational materials. So, if you understand this, it's a game of storytelling. I am proposing to study PhD in education. I told them that I'll be minoring from Department of Psychology for me to be able to have access to some psychology courses to help my research. And they're asking me about relationship management, and I'm still telling them situations around this whole counseling, NGO, children affected by terrorism. It's a psychological game. It's a game of storytelling. So that's what I mean here. What was the outcome? The partnership led to successful integration of 50 children. Numbers, evidence. I'm providing evidence. I'm not just saying we did this, we did that. What was the result? Give us numbers. Start. Integration of over 50 children within the first year. You can see improving attendance by 30%. Teachers reported a marked increase in student engagement and decrease in classroom disruptions. So these are evidence. This is me quantifying the impact, the outcome. I'm not just saying we did this, we did that. What was the result? What was the outcome? In numbers, quantify it, qualify it, and quantify it. So yeah, the next essay is around self-drive. It said describe a situation where you have to motivate yourself to achieve without any prompting from family, friends, or others. Again, you can see I said again, this is about education. Be consistent. In an underserved Nigerian schools where resources were scarce, I recognized the need for a library to foster a learning culture with no allocated budget or external support. The responsibility fell on me to transform an unused classroom into a functional library. You can see I still bring that story to um, what I have done for children in underserved community. I didn't bring my leadership when I was leading the Muslim society or the Christian society. Again, these experiences are very valid. Leading Christian society and Muslim society are very valid. But in this context, don't just, or even when you are bringing them, you need to make it connect. You need to connect those things to this story you are telling. It helps. It helps the fluency and genuineness of your story. And that's like the hook you are creating for the readers to flow. You can connect it is a game of emotion. The person can connect and say reality by just reading through your responses or your essay. So what action did you take to motivate yourself? Motivated by student desire to learn, I initiated a book donation drive, reaching out to community and local business for contribution. I used this. But what motivated me the most was the desire to learn by my student. So again, it's a game of storytelling. The last one, what was the outcome? The drive culminated into collection of over 1,000. Again, these are quantification of my outcomes. I was not just saying it, I was quantifying it. The first library, which now serves over 300 students, quantification of my outcomes. So yeah, you can read the rest yourself. So studying overseas, which is the last part of the essay, tell us why you selected New Zealand as a place of study. 1,200 words limit, character limit. I selected this very specific. Don't beat around the bush. I selected this for its world-renowned inclusive education system and strong research focus on indigenous knowledge and multicultural education. I knew my reason for saying these things. Now, read the next statement to understand why I mention indigenous knowledge and multicultural education. New Zealand approach to education aligns with my research interest in addressing the challenges faced by children in affected areas of Nigeria. The country's commitment to the Treaty of Waitangi and its effort to uphold Maori rights and education provides a unique perspective to integrating marginalized communities into educational framework. A model I believe can be adapted for children affected by terrorism in my country. So you can say I was not just telling them that I want to visit New Zealand because it's a very beautiful place, because New Zealand has the best these. Of course, they have all of these best things, but they are not sponsoring you to come and have vacation in their country. They are sponsoring you to come and acquire knowledge that can be beneficial to your home country. So you need to understand this storytelling. Yeah. The next one. If successful, what specific things will you do to prepare yourself to move to and overcome the challenges of living and studying in a different country? Again, to prepare for transition to New Zealand, I plan to engage in comprehensive cultural studies to better integrate into the community respectively. And I was very specific about this. Example, I would take proactive steps to enhance my resilience and adaptability by connecting with current international students at the university to understand their experiences and coping strategies. That's the first thing. Additionally, I will attend pre-departure orientation programs offered by the scholarship committee and seek out online forums related to living and studying in New Zealand. My preparation will also include practical arrangement for accommodation and understanding the health care and support services available for international students, ensuring a smooth transition and successful academic tenure. So you can see These are very concrete examples that I cited. So please, once again, don't copy this. I took my time to write. It took me like 4 hours to come up with this essay. So don't copy this essay. Just use them as a guide to help your own writing as well. So I wish you all the best in this I mean your application rather. So please like, share, and subscribe so that you can get notified when I drop interesting content like this or scholarship opportunities like this. Yeah. Bye.